Preface. World War II took place over 80 years ago. Those who actually fought it mostly now put down their arms forever. What you're about to hear is about my father and what he did on a certain day of a certain month of a certain year during that war. On that day, a Sunday, my father did things that to us now are simply too shocking to be believed. But I'm here to tell you, they must be believed. And I'm here to tell you why. To understand this story, it's not necessary to know any special historical facts or technical terms or names and places or languages or nationalities, or indeed anything at all beyond that which most of us encounter in the course of our daily lives. Except that for my father, on the day in question, Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1944, there were a few chores to attend to before he could get back to the comfortable domestic tranquillities of his daily life. First, a few notes. The mission of the title of this work is a bombing mission that was actually flown by American forces based in England against Germany. Its official title was Mission 760. My father was a radio operator in a 10-man crew of a B-24 heavy 4-engined bomber, distinct from the better-known B-17 by having twin tails, based in the county of Norfolk, England. This story is underpinned by intensive research of the actual events of that day. However, as you'll see, this is not a history of the events written in a traditional manner. I did not want to simply recite fact after fact, after quote after unquote. Let others do it that way. I am not a historian, neither am I an author. I am here as someone who has an interest in the tale being told. He is, after all, my father. But be warned, in my vision of his world, some creative liberties with the English language have been taken. This is not the English you remember from Miss Peyton's class. Finally, I took exceptional care never to forget that in the place of things I'm imagining happened, for the people in this story, the things that happened to them that day were all too real. Miami Beach, and the sun is just blinding. You're on Collins Avenue outside the Cadillac Hotel, thinking maybe you should head on to the beach because there's no marching today, thank God. Maybe not, because what's he done for you lately? Someone's coming towards you on the sidewalk. He looks familiar. Christ, it's Raymond from Dunster House. What's he doing here? He's looking worried as he gets closer.
Hey, Russ, did you forget the test?
He's wearing his blue parka with that stupid varsity badge. Why is he wearing his parka? It's hot as hell.
The test.
He says again.
Old Bartlett's gonna be sore if we're late.
But you haven't studied at all, you tell him. You've been marching. Suddenly, you realize that you're going to fail the test because they made you march, and now you're late as well. And class is... Where's class? The corridor is impossibly long, and you've forgotten which room it's in. Oh, Jesus, but that doesn't matter, because Rita and her best friend are asking you if you'll be at the dance tonight. That's right. It's Saturday and there's a dance tonight, and all the English girls from Norwich are coming, so you better make sure your uniform is. Sir. You feel the pressure of fingers giving your shoulder a small but firm shake. Sir, you're flying today, sir. Takes you a second or two to process the information, but when you do, the dream tendrils instantly vanish. You blink a few times, and then in the faint light, you see the round face of Mason, the CQ, charge of quarters, who's a guy that manages your huts and makes sure everything is shipshape behind the scenes for you and your crewmates. Unfortunately, he's also the one responsible for waking you up before a mission. You sleepily grunt to show him that you're awake. He moves to the bunk next to yours to wake up Hubbard. You're still a little fuzzy. What the fuck time is it? But you know what time it is. 3 a.m. Oh man, Miami Beach. You want to be back at Miami Beach. You lie there for a moment, trying to remember your dream, but you can't. The hut begins to stir with the sounds of the men waking up, and you know you still have a few minutes before you have to shift. You think about last night when it was confirmed today's mission was on. You are having a beer with O'Connell, the engineer, and a guy from another crew, Peterson, you can't remember. The door being barged open and Dornan, the group ops officer, standing there with his clipboard barking, "Listen up!" and the groans as everyone in the room realized what that meant. Of course, you'd been expecting it. Missions didn't just sprout like dandelions, fully formed and ready to be picked. The higher-ups had to round-table it, then the viziers and satraps had to concretize it. Then the shamans and wise men had to pass their wands and scepters over all the various groups, wings, squadrons. Robbie, your shaving cream? Hello? Can I borrow it? It's Hubbard, razor in hand, looking at you owlishly. You tell him, "Sure. Just leave you some. You might need it tomorrow. Or I might not." Suddenly something washes over you and pulls your heart down to your stomach in a clutch of cold, not exactly fear, more like sorrow. When you process the full reality of what you're going to do, where you're going to be. Fuck. 20,000 feet.